goes further on than that. Inside of a lot further than just in the early 80s. With the past information that we have, we can actually pinpoint where the games where they actually came from, how they're working, and how we can actually grow and parts of the game. And with the science, for those of us who are further on way in Elder Scrolls is over on Elder. This is an important thing, and now that the Scust came in, this is a great thing. I don't hear music. There we go. There we go. Do you hear the music? I do hear the music. There. Right. That's a great thing. My volume, but okay. So this is a really good thing, all connected up, which is an important thing. Both in YouTube and in Twitch. So you are like chat happy, which I am. When one of you guys like, so what we're gonna have to figure out. This is the point. I'm channeling thoughts here on how we meet in places like Elder Scrolls. I can communicate very easily for those of you guys. If you want to stay informed with Elder Scrolls information, go check out ESO News at 3 o'clock, and also going into ElderScrollsOnline.com will just give you about every little piece of information you could ever think about from Elder Scrolls Online. It's a great way to get involved with the community of Elder Scrolls, and also the outside community of Elder Scrolls. And so that's what I'm going to be talking about a little bit today, about the outside community of Elder Scrolls. There's a gal that I've been looking into the internet, just kind of like, oh, okay, you got it into me, she's gonna get into you, and we're gonna get it into you. That's the beautiful part. And the same thing that is coming out, not in Elder Scrolls, but there's over in Tumblr, for example. Over on Tumblr Live, the live streaming is now ending, and something new is being born. Over in Meet Me. Well, you want to meet me, don't you? Don't you? I hope you do. And so what I'm talking about with meeting someone, this is an important thing in communications. If you don't have the ability to chat in a particular site like you used to be able to, and then now you're like, I'm able to watch, but I can't chat. Now that's the purpose of getting involved with. If you cannot chat on your device, what I'm going to suggest for those of you to get a new device to where you can chat. Now, if you're just using your device in a certain capacity, you need to be able to pay for your device in whichever site you're looking at. You can't just use a device and not pay for the service. This is an important thing for us to understand. Weirdly enough, I got this through over in Meet Me. Over in this is unheard of. I have a Tumblr app and the Meet Me app in one device. That was pretty much merely impossible. and it's working. So this is a good thing. So we're going to be able to communicate in places like Tumblr. Tumblr's really not seen over in ElderScrollsOnline.com. However, Tumblr is an important part of communications. And so what I want to explain, and which I'm supposed to explain, is that we all need to get together. We all need to meet me. Yes, we all need to meet me. Sheree's going to meet me here soon, and that will be good. Now I'm going to explain like the channeling process. Now, Sheree, she can't do like all sorts of things like you would think. Like, she's not like Superwoman. However, she is the best scene number one for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with that. And I was in there. I'm waking up to her. You get what I'm saying? Not by entirely by my own doing, but also by others. And what I'm going to explain, the importance for you to get involved with someone. You don't particularly have to watch someone like all the time, but sometimes you do have to watch someone all the time. And so what I'm explaining, if you guys are watching ESO news every day, you'll understand where this is actually leading into in what I'm talking about with Meet Me. So what you guys want to do is you might be temporarily in a place in which you're supposed to be permanently in. But if you go in there temporarily and don't come back, well, your device might not function because you're in the right place, but then you leave. And you're like, I'm going to someone else. And so what we have to do is we have to figure out whether I'm going to be streaming and you're going to be seeing me, or if I'm going to see you. See what I'm saying? Is there, we have to have the communication going in to Meet Me, to where like who's going to be communicating where. I'm not using Meet Me just as the example. What I'm talking about is when someone is watching something, you have to understand if you are streaming live, you're bringing the internet into an audience. And if the audience can't understand, the audience scatters all over the place and doesn't understand a dang word. And so what I'm looking in here, I'm looking at both over here on YouTube. There is Joe Communications, like earlier over in Sheree's broadcast. There's all sorts of communications. And what I had explained earlier is getting you guys need to get prepared for ESO news. You know, go in there and chat and say hi, and then start chatting. Some of the information I won't even understand one bit of what's being written. I'm just going to be very happy when I see a lot of writing, that just lots of writing. I'm going to go in there. I'm saying like, I am getting ready to play the next chapter of Gold Road. And so with the next chapter coming up here for Elder Scrolls, we have to prepare just as much as over in Tumblr. Switching over from Tumblr Live over into Meet Me, you might not have understood that, and I've already seen the Tumblr Live users. They're switching over to Meet Me. However, how is that affecting the economy? And how is that healthy? If you are a regular Tumblr Live user, and then you are not producing for the economy, and then you go over to Meet Me, how are you producing for the economy? Like what I'm saying is, if you were not paying in Tumblr Live before, and then you all of a sudden switched over to Meet Me, and you're still not paying, how are you producing for the economy? How are you growing yourself? And how are you growing those of you around you? So what I'm explaining for the importance for to getting into Meet Me is that's an important thing, because not only are you going to be able to meet me in some form, but you're going to be able to meet a lot of different people from around the world that's communicating. And once communication is established, that's a great thing. There was a earlier live stream that I had watched. There was a gal over from Ukraine. That's a good thing. And so what I had done, I have to explain this how important this is, because the gal that I have been watching, and she's great. So going in further, I'm trying to kind of speak for us both to where we're channeling. We're channeling on where we're trying to get. Like she's not gonna understand like on some things, and I won't understand on some things. Basically, both of us are gonna start flopping around. We're gonna start flopping. We're gonna start flopping like fish. We're not gonna know what we're doing. We're really not going to know what we're doing. So when you see her and like, she's just like, "Mm, oh yes, oh yes," but really that thing that she's doing, yes, yes, is really working, because the current discussion is being talked about corks, and this is an important thing with the both of us. This is something that cannot come out of her brain, but she does think this, and this is a very important thing because this involves sound. Sound is very important to her just as much as me, and what I'm explaining for the importance of sound is for our microphones to work. And so what I'm talking about with the corks, we can learn a lot about the corks to where we can put a cork in just about anything. Like putting a cork in an ear, in one ear, or the cork over in here, or putting two corks in. That'll help your mind to where you can rest easier. It's an important thing for you guys to get saved by the types of communications that you hear by either me or Cherie. So what I'm talking about here, really quick, you might have thought this was crazy before. It's not crazy, because we're trying to get to the same place. You see what I'm saying? What's happening here is she's not in Elder Scrolls. However, in some form she is. See what I'm saying? She's looking into the microphone, but she's not entirely looking into the microphone. She's just, when she looks into something, she is like, that will work. She has a special gift, and that's a great thing. And hopefully, I'm able to impart that knowledge to you guys over here in Elder Scrolls. Some of you won't even like her, and so what we have to do is we have to understand the information that is communicated. Because think about it. Somebody that has never been into Elder Scrolls, or doesn't even know anything about Elder Scrolls, they're just gonna be like, what does that button? What does that button do? What is that button made up of? So going in here further, you're going into the room. Now think about it. Whoosh, 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 lion cub. Are you related to Pumpkin? It's the Gold Road. Getting to Gold Road. So just explaining how you gotta get there. So you're in the room. You're like, I want to wear the crown. Then you're like, discussion on whether a high isle or necrom character. The day when the Arcanist got his epidermis being discussed. New Cyrodiil monster masks. New achievements. Yes, I do want to wear the crown. Have you seen the Cape Lady yet? The Cape Lady is real. Very easy. Very easy. So what I want you guys to do in another form, if you are a Twitter person, going over to Axus ESO is a great thing. Discuss up. Get connected. Follow, and don't just go over to the other people that have all sorts of people talking. You're like, I'm gonna go look into that Axus ESO and see who's in there. There's not very many people in there, but when you do find some, why don't you discuss over in Axus ESO? It'd be good for you. If you're in Twitter, that's a great thing to get involved, because right now the broadcast is live before your very own eyes. Inside of Twitter, of course. So thinking about how you're going to discuss over in Twitter, you're like, I'm not even in Twitter. How am I going to be able to freaking discuss over in Twitter? Now, you can't go over to Twitter because you can't go to all sorts of different places. And so what I'm channeling here over here for Charisse, it's Cherie. It is Cherie. See what I'm saying? I'm channeling over for Charisse when I meant Cherie. I'm gonna make that clear. Cherie. This is for Cherie. See what I'm saying? How does that communication get back to her? I'm like, Cherie, I need you. So I'm going to take a quick break here, and hopefully you're understanding a little bit more of how you can't go into every single little site that's spoken about that you might hear from me or from someone else. But you will hear you don't want to go into every other site. So I will be right back. Hopefully you're having a good drive. bang, 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 bang. You know what the stray dog does? I go inside of the door, and the dog is waiting. It's like, am I gonna get fed? This is an important thing to understand when you're getting someone. You gotta communicate, and if you hear little whisper, you might not understand. And what I'm talking about is we communicate to where we're channeling to where we're getting back to what we're talking about. Right now, I'm over in ElderScrollsOnline.com, and when you guys look into a place like Meet Me, you gotta understand like how the information is communicated and how this information is going to get back. There's not a whole lot of information that is coming back, and what we need to do is we need to communicate information back. Over on the other end, what I'm talking about is like the male end and the female end. Kind of think of it as like a positive end and a negative end of a battery. Very easy, like when two people are beginning to form. It's like in an egg. When a baby, you might think of like the birds and the bees when like a baby is formed in the womb. Some people think of it like with a person's like brain is like an egg, and how we can form these thoughts to where we can send the information to where we can receive the information back. It's like in a cell phone where we're making a cell phone call, and then the person who receives the message, they're talking and they understand, but they don't reciprocate. That's been the problem, and that's how Tumblr has seen the problem and how they have seen to fix the problem. From going from Tumblr Live over into Meet Me. And so this is going to be an important thing for you guys to understand going over into Elder Scrolls Online. I'm going to explain a little bit how to go into the system, and it starts with going into the login system. This is some fun stuff. We're in the update 41 game. Pretty sweet stuff. So looking here into ElderScrollsOnline.com, you see all sorts of different places that you can get involved with. We're over in the board here of ElderScrollsOnline.com, and I had explained the importance of what's going on with Epic Games. When you actually log into your email, like I'll just write an email at email.com, just whatever your email is, and then you type in your password, whatever your password is. Okay, you click on the enter button and you click on the sign in button. Doesn't function, and that's the same thing with over here in ElderScrollsOnline.com, just as much as in a site like Epic Games. You might not see Epic Games as a larger part of Elder Scrolls. It's a part of Elder Scrolls. It's not the entire part of Elder Scrolls, but it is in part with Elder Scrolls. So what I'm talking about here on the online side, we want to be able to get connected over to the other side, to where the other side can communicate back. That's the important thing of what I'm explaining, how we can get logged in and we can communicate with each other. That's what I'm talking about with Sheree. It's like she's not a robot. She's important. She's important to me, and I'm understanding that a lot more. And hopefully you guys are understanding, and you will be able to gain much knowledge and wisdom from what's being discussed right now and what you're hearing. And so with what we hear and what we see, that can be different as you might go in. The thing about me and Cherie is we will get into your psyche to where you can understand. We both care, and we will bend over backwards to help you guys. And so I'm kind of not only talking just by myself, but I'm talking to her as well because she cannot communicate in certain channels like I can. And so what has to happen is I have to communicate for those of you that can understand, communicate over in the other channels so you can receive the communications and get back into places like here in elderscrollsonline.com. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to log into elderscrollsonline.com, and it's an important thing for you guys to understand how important it is to see that the system is actually logged in. That's an important thing. It doesn't matter if it's elderscrollsonline.com. It could be any other site that you're involved with. So I'm just going to go back over here into the game button and going back over into the main things that we see in the main side here of elderscrollsonline.com. This will help you guys in whichever site you're getting into. And what I'm explaining with getting into a site doesn't just involve logging in. You have to actually produce something inside of a site, whatever site you're getting into. And I want you guys to stay in a particular site you're looking into. Now, it doesn't have to be specifically elderscrollsonline.com. However, it has to be related to what you're dealing with in life. And so since you are watching this, you're going to want to be involved in elderscrollsonline.com in some form. And that involves the different places that you saw, such as Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, Twitch, and Epic Games. Now, the individual site that is important to both me and Cherie is Twitch. She's not individually connected fully to Elder Scrolls. Maybe not connected at all. She might not have even played Elder Scrolls before. However, she is connected to me in other forms, and she's going to help me, and I know she's going to help me. It's going to be great. I have been watching her, and she's going to help me, and she's going to help me grow tremendously. She does wonders to me like no one else does. And so this is a great thing for us to understand. What I want you guys to do is I want you to be connected to one other person for yourself. Okay, say you are the caped lady. You need one other man. And so what I'm explaining with the need for you to have another half, that's the important part for you guys to be able to communicate. In a larger form, once you do get connected with your other half, you can connect to other people. And so this goes further on into the point whether you are going to live stream yourself, or if another person is going to live stream and you're going to be chatting with the other people inside along with the other live streamer. This is an important thing of what I'm talking about, and getting involved. I haven't even gotten into Meet Me yet, and so I just have to explain this before we do get it, because this has been a transformation where the company over in Tumblr is switching over today. So those of you that are over in Tumblr Live and like, ooh, I'm over in Meet Me, but I can't get back into Tumblr. Or maybe you were never in Tumblr before. So if you are going into meetme.com, you have to understand that you have to be connected and have an account in Tumblr. So those of you that are listening to this and understanding this in Elder Scrolls, whether you have an Xbox or a PlayStation or a Steam account or a Steam console, you have to be connected to ElderScrollsOnline.com if you are an Elder Scrolls player. That's an obligation. So what I'm explaining, if you have an Xbox console, you play Elder Scrolls, you're gonna want to be connected to the site here in ElderScrollsOnline.com. So this will go further where we're gonna go and get into meet me. This is a great thing. I want each and every one of you to meet me one day, not just here on the screen, but in real life. You see what I'm saying? Taking a vacation or taking the time out and coming out to me, to meet me, that's going to be a great thing. And also, you're going to learn a heck of a lot, not only from me, but from a lot of other people as well. Looking in here in ElderScrollsOnline.com, there are multiple people that will bend over backwards to actually communicate with you and be super helpful in the as you further your journey into the wonderful world of the Elder Scrolls universe. This is a vast network of different animations, and the study of animations is one of the most important things in the world to me. Seeing that we have having the things working properly, it's an important thing. And what I'm talking about with how Sheree is so important to me is that she's going to help me be able to communicate those little important messages in what she does. That's an important thing for you guys to understand. Getting involved and meeting someone if you have not met someone else already. Now, if you have met someone already and you're staying with them and you're connected with them, you're physically with them, that's a good thing. You want to stay with them. Now, if you go there and you lead on someone, and then you don't go through with what you're supposed to, well, that kind of gets someone mad. And so what I'm talking about with leading on someone, you want to make sure you try to get connected to them if you can. And the more you try to connect with an individual person, you'll get with them. I'm gonna get with Sheree here in the near future. However, the known date or time that we actually physically meet, that's unknown currently. And when that happens, we are both going to be so happy, and we will. It'll be a dream come true. Just as much as Elder Scrolls is a dream come true to me, it really is. Here on ElderScrollsOnline.com, when you see all sorts of the information, you'll look in here, you're like, oh, that is so beautiful, that is so pretty. And getting to Gold Road is a tough road. It's not a road everyone can fully connect with. You see what I'm saying? Getting into the next chapter of Elder Scrolls, you're like, I'm in Necrom. I'm staying in Necrom. I'm not leaving Necrom. You're like, I thought you were staying in High Isle. And then you're like, I thought you were staying in Arena. Huh. That's very interesting. I don't know about that, but what I do know is you want to stay in one particular chapter of Elder Scrolls. When you get involved in one chapter in Elder Scrolls Online, which is considered ESO, you're going to be connected to Gold Road no matter what. If you're connected to Necrom or High Isle. And you can't forget about Sky Oblivion. That's coming up here in 2025, but this is the next chapter coming in of Gold Road here in June. So we've got to get prepared for Gold Road. So just bear with me before we get into Skype Oblivion. We gotta get to the next chapter. It's like when you're like, I want to get to Skype Oblivion. I want to get to Skype Oblivion right now. Right now. But you can't get to Skype Oblivion yet because we have to prepare for Cobra. You know what I'm saying? You're like, how do I get involved with Cobra? There's all sorts of things involved to where there are breathing exercises from the cats. There are stretches with the lady, the Anchorborn, and the Arcanist. Everyone will help you. And that's the point of going over into Meetly. You want to be connected to some people in some form. And also, you want to be connected to those around you. Look what's happening. There has not been anyone that has come to me. But hey, knock on the door. Knock on the door, please. In 5 minutes, there'll be a person who knocks on the door and say, "Hey, I want to hang out." Now, if you're 20 miles away, you're not going to get to me in 5 minutes. However, you can get to me in ESO News. If you are miles away to where you can't get to me, I want you to meet me in ESO News right now. So where are we going to go and meet me? Where are we going to go and to meet me? You probably want to meet your Adelia. Well, I've already met my Adelia. She's my Redia. She's Cherie. So you can kind of understand where I'm coming from, like on this. So whoever your Adelia is, I hope you do meet them. That will be wonderful for you. That will be absolutely wonderful for you. And so getting involved with Meet Me is going to help you tremendously. Getting involved with Elder Scrolls because it's going to help the communications better to where we see the information that we're trying to see and seeing that the electronics are actually working where we can log in. There's a lot of information to talk about. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get in to Meet Me right now. So I'm going to switch over the screen here and I'm going to go over into meetme.com right now. Right now here it is in beta form just like Skype. So you guys just hold off on if you look at something that you're like that's not ready because it's in beta form right now. And so what I'm talking about with Meet Me is we need to be connected. We need to make sure that the login systems actually work. And so currently what has the button is the member login and login with Facebook. So what I'm going to do here is you choose to log in with Facebook or do you just choose to log in with your member login. So I'm going to press the login button. This looks a little different than what it did before. So this is a really good thing. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to type in my email. And I'm going to type in the password that should be the proper. Okay, now this is a great thing. I'm going to look on here on the screen of what you guys see and I see. Yep, we are in. This is a good thing. Now, looking in here over on Meet Me, we need to have the locations pinpointed on where you don't want to just communicate to somebody who is out of state. are you trying to get connected with, you're not gonna actually click on a button of a person who's live now that you might not know who like is on the in the local area. If none of these people are in the local area, what is going on with the system? What I'm talking about is you guys need to get connected with by pinpointing your location. As you're an adult looking into this site. Children should not be in this site because this is an adult site. So if you're a child and watching this, if you are a child, you're not going to be able to get in. And if your mom or dad finds you in Meet Me, well, you're kind of in trouble. If you are a kid and are in meetme.com and you actually get caught, you are in big trouble, Missy or Mister. Look at all these beautiful things, the advertisements with green light and hello. Hello, Agus Living. I don't know anything about that, but opening March of 2024. You wanna see the lady have her hair with her hair standing up straight up? She's probably a nice lady. Also, there's certain people that you will want to look at. There's all sorts of people. How do we know that a person is actually live when another person is not live? So we have to actually prepare the system a little bit more. And how are we going to be able to communicate back to Elder Scrolls? See what I'm saying? This is outside of Elder Scrolls right now. See what I'm saying? We're like a deer in the middle of a field. There's all sorts of deer in the field. So how are we going to be able to communicate? All of these people most likely just went into meetme.com because they heard it was a good site. Maybe they're not involved with Tumblr at all, but those of you that are in MeetMe now, you're going to want to make sure you have a Tumblr account. I'm explaining this how important it is for you guys to have an actual account because this is going to actually build security within your device. And I have to talk about this right now because that's the most important thing for you guys to understand how there is little security inside of the system. You can just go inside and you can chat. And if there is a knucklehead or if there's a bonehead or if there's somebody who's really mean, they can screw the system up really fast. And like, I don't want to meet me. I don't want to meet you. Like, how mean is that? That's very mean. I want to meet all of these guys like that are in here. This is a beautiful thing. Right now, I need you guys to go over into elderscrollsonline.com and help out communicate over in the message board in the forums because you're Elder Scrolls members. You are ESO members. You are ESO. You are an ESO member, future ESO member, Caitlin. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And you will do a great job in ESO, Caitlin. Yes, you will. Now, I don't know who Caitlin is. I'm sure she will she will do a great job in getting Elder Scrolls. Whether she becomes a member or not, she's going to do a great job of getting information and separating the information from where the information is supposed to go. Now, she might not have a specific job in Meet Me, and she might have a job somewhere else. And she looks like she's a very good separator. And that's a good thing. And so going further on, if you do see someone, look at this. You want to actually look at a person that you are connected with in real life, and that's near you. That's going to help you form a better bond. And what I'm talking about in Meet Me is you might find your spouse in Meet Me. That's the most important thing. When you understand that, this is just not a game site. This is just not a fake game. This is a real life game. And in order for us to get connected, what I'm talking about over in Elder Scrolls or in another place, what I'm explaining the importance for us to be connected, and when we actually communicate, hey, I'm talking to you. I like how you're talking. I like how you're streaming. Hey, can you come into my stream here later on? Or yesterday, that was the problem. I switched over from Tumblr Live over into Meet Me, and the person didn't come over into the live stream. See what I'm saying? With Shuri, she will definitely come into the stream if she can. The problem with communication, when somebody actually gives a present, they expect a present back. So what I'm talking about with the presents in the site right here individually of Meet Me, how Elder Scrolls is going to help out Meet Me is through the gifts that are given in the animations, like an animated pizza. It might sound stupid to some people, but it doesn't sound stupid to me, and I'm sure it doesn't sound stupid to you. Giving animated pizza is worth giving. Like, I think it's about 5 points, and you can putting in and buying credits, like the lowest one is like $1.99, so it's like merely like it's like dirt cheap. It's not even that. It's not that much. Like, you can actually buy a lot of credits, which is a good thing. But if you just chat inside of here and you are not paying, you're not helping the system grow. What I'm explaining with the like getting the animations, when it comes down to it, Elder Scrolls is the ones we are putting these animations inside of Meet Me. Do you guys understand what I'm talking about? Tumblr is actually putting in the animations to where the company can actually make money, circulate the money. That's exactly what I'm talking about. When you guys buy credits and you actually produce a an animation, you're contributing to Elder Scrolls. You see what I'm saying? When you buy credits and you actually send a gift to a streamer, that is contributing to society. That's what I'm referencing towards us, to where we have to communicate and to where we can physically come together. So what I'm talking about here, just in, like, just for example, Pam, whoever Pam is is aligned with. Well, we want to lead on Pam, and that she's going to get the proper person that she is deserving. And so, oh, I just like Pam. Like, if I was like trying to, if I was trying to get you, Pam, I'm like, that cheesecake looks really good. We we we'll have some good dinner here. You're right. I'm not trying to get with Pam, but what I'm talking about is like, let's order now to where we can get the information in to where we can contribute to society. and we can do better. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back into elderscrollsonline.com and to where you guys can start understanding involved with me, to where this can come back over into elderscrollsonline.com and we can be connected as a site. So that's in a nutshell. That's how that works. And so hopefully you guys are understanding and you're having a good drive. I will be right back. Just got back. Are you going over to meet me? Do you have your dog with you? Come here. Come here. Here, stray dog. Come here. Wow. You're gonna speak. You want to meet the stray dog? How are you going to be able to talk while the stray dog's trying to speak? Is the stray dog gonna talk to you about ElderScrollsOnline.com? Yeah, you gotta meet. You gotta meet. You gotta meet me. See what I'm saying? With the with your companion, whether it's your dog or your cat, or it's your special person, or it's your family or your friends, you want to meet me. And what I'm talking about with a companion, this is the most important thing for us to be connected to, where we send out information in places like ElderScrollsOnline.com, and then we receive information back. It's an important thing with communications over on the communications board of ElderScrollsOnline.com, to where we share information of what's going on inside of the system, whether it's crappy news or whether it's really good news. It's like you'll see all sorts of types of information inside of places like here in ElderScrollsOnline.com. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into what's going on inside of the discussion inside of the Elder Scrolls universe. Let's see here in the general section of Tales of Tribute. What is going on? We're going to look in here into Tales of Tribute going on here into what's going on with Tales of Tribute today. Really good stuff. Just got in into the event. Linked article. ESO devs share their favorite Tales of Tribute strategies. Learn what patron and card combos the Tales of Tribute developers love to play, and get ready to take Tamriel's taverns by storm. That is quite interesting, and I see that I have a long way to go and to get good at this game. I just hope that I'll figure out how to get those other decks. Those decks are sure fun to play. So what are you going to do over in Tales of Tribute? I'm going over over here into Elder Scrolls Online. What is going on inside of of the crafting, we shall see where you can share your expertise. Mhm. And the contestant of white coat syndrome is in. Are they battling? Who's the battle? White coat syndrome is going against Kite 42. This is going to be a good game. Wow, this is great. White coat syndrome goes in. Some filters in the crafting station too. I typically don't want to make, say, level 35 to 40 food, but every recipe ever learned is in there. I'd like to be able to save the recipes for the things like tripods, basic glyphs, my favorite poisons, and anything else I'm likely to make more than once on a regular basis. So in the future, I can just select those to make more rather than have to manually dig through the component list. I'm aware there's probably an add-on for this, but I feel this would be useful for more than just me, and therefore as part of the base game. So in this discussion right here of the recipes for QOL request, what does that actually entail for you guys that are looking into Tales of Tribute? You might be thinking of making a recipe inside of a tower. How do we get those towers in? Well, we have to get the programming. And so when you go into places like North High Rock Gate, going over into the tower there and making a recipe is sure sweet. Probably make a nice dinner. How do you write a writ glyph? I have no idea. However, there are some places where you can do that, and getting more into the game, you will learn and you will be great at it. So looking in here into what's going on here, there is ESO plus free trial currently in effect. You can check it out. Proud to be a star obsessed loony. Pause. Positively against rip-off stuff. Say no to crown crates. Do you like crown crates? I love crown crates. So I think I'm gearing here for the second game coming in here. That's coming in. It's going to be coming up here. White Coat Syndrome versus Kite 42. January 21st of 2025. You're going to want to make it there. It's going to be a great thing after you start thinking of going over to the Netherlands and checking out the Sugar Factory for the 10th anniversary of Elder Scrolls and celebrating with us the fun festivities. You'll be able to get yourself a stuffed doll. Sounds pretty fun, huh? Okay, so we are getting in now to the housing discussion. What is going on with the housing discussion? So just going to look in here, get into the Celestial Vortex and Meridia. This is a really, really good thing. I impulsively bought the Celestial Vortex and later realized that it is enormous. The only house I could place it on a ground level was Doonchar Plateau. But as I seldom used that house, I experimented with linking it to Boulder, Snowswept Peak, and Crag. Assuming that is in Craglorn, I imagined to lift the celestial vortex very high up off the ground as the statue of Meridia was on sale. It was a good match. So this is my current house. Kelasan Room, that combination. Gonna take a quick break here, and hopefully you are enjoying your drive and learning a little bit more about Elder Scrolls. This looks like a sweet development within Elder Scrolls. Hopefully you're enjoying your drive, and I will be right back. Stay tuned. Just got back. Have you ever heard of Meridian? It's a game character in Elder Scrolls, just as much as Redlia is a game character in Elder Scrolls, just as much as in a real life scenario. We're looking over at the top with the circles that are standing still inside of soapstone, or otherwise known as Lipsand Tarn. Have you been inside there yet? It's absolutely beautiful. Look in there. See the white dots as you're waiting for your other half to come to you. You're looking at all those stars. You're waiting. How do you move the statue? Well, Meridian is not going to move the statue for you. You're going to have to be the one that moves the statue. See what I'm saying? The dots are the important thing for us to look into on how the motions work, as there's not much time left on the device. What are you going to do? And the device is standing still. We got 15 minutes left of charge in the device. What are you going to do? Communicate to the other person you're trying to communicate to. Shuri. Think about it in that Lipsand Tarn. We have the dots like we have the dot in here, standing still. In Lipsand Tarn, we have many dots that are moving back and forth inside of the game. How do we communicate to each other? How do we get to each other? That's the important thing. So as 5:30 draws near, I may not be here. As the time draws near, the stars in sight, where will you be tonight? Hopefully you'll be with me tonight.